Sasbo is 100 years old, and this year we celebrate 100 years of fighting for fairness, 100 years of improving working conditions, 100 years of empowering workers, and 100 years of making a positive difference in the finance sector. We are so incredibly proud of the 100 years we've spent making history. We began in 1916 with only 400 members and great ambitions to grow to 1,000 members by 1918. When World War I broke out, men went to war and women began working in banks. And soon, we began fighting for the rights of women in banking. Mrs. S.A. Browning was the first woman to join Sasbo. In 1920, we were nearly 3,000 members strong, with the first strike held to achieve salary increases. The talks were mediated by the Prime Minister at the time, Jan Smuts. And then in 1936, we again fought for improved working conditions and better salaries. In 1964, the Sasbo General Secretary Richard Haldane called for equal treatment for black workers. By 1985, Sasbo had helped to form a black union in the finance sector. Sasbo was instrumental in helping black South Africans to achieve full equality of opportunity. We began pioneering the move away from salaries with fringe benefits to total cost to company in the 80s, bringing about equality in pay, especially amongst gender. Our influence grew within the financial sector, with more banks being incorporated, and we saw our membership grow to over 20,000 members. We started becoming more influential in broader society, and in 1994, Sasbo joined COSATU. Just 3 years later, Sasbo members participated in a nationwide protest action against bank robberies, uniting South Africans across the country. We also adopted a set of principles in 1997 that still guide us today. We are not aligned politically. We believe in capitalism with a conscience. We are not opposed to profit, but we are opposed to profiteering, and we are not anti-management. In the year 2000, Sasbo successfully opposed Nedcor's bid to take over Standard Bank. We presented our case to the Minister of Finance and the Competition Commission, releasing 10,000 balloons to represent the 10,000 jobs that would be lost due to this merger. After the closure of Sambo Bank in 2002, Sasbo created a relief fund for Sambo members in case the embattled bank could not pay the salaries of employees. That same year, Sasbo helped to redefine the legal definition of the term dishonesty, which had some ambiguity up until this point. In 2008, Sasbo led a protest to the South African Reserve Bank against excessive interest rate hikes, driving home the point that lower growth without lower inflation is not a trade-off the Reserve Bank should be imposing on the South African economy. We joined forces with respected economist Mike Schuessler in 2013 to oppose excessive rate hikes by Eskom. Tariffs were ultimately halved nationwide. Also in 2013, Sasbo helped a senior manager at Nedbank win a settlement of almost 2 million rand plus reinstatement, one of the biggest awards in South Africa. On the dawn of our centenary in 2016, Sasbo represents 70,000 members across 22 different employers in the finance sector, with full recognition in 17 organizations, and we're still growing. We've grown from strength to strength, helping shape the banking and finance sector of South Africa over the last 100 years. Here's to the next 100. Here's to protecting rights, fighting for equality, and making a positive difference. Here's to Sasbo.